Years ago, during a leadership training, I learned a tool for addressing conflict that I use all of the time and that I recommend to folks quite often. So imagine someone has been behaving in a way that has hurt or frustrated you. When that happens, what do? How do you respond? So here's the tool, and I'm going to go a little Monty Hall on you for a second, so bear with me. Imagine there are two doors. There's door number one, and there's door number two. Door number one is the choice to let it go. But this choice comes with one simple but kind of challenging condition. You have to really let it go. You can't say, I'm letting it go, and then continue to complain or allow it to float around in your mind. The second choice, door number two, is the choice to turn toward the conflict, to have an honest and often uncomfortable conversation. For those of us who avoid conflict, which is probably most of us, door number two can feel intimidating. We imagine in our minds what the other person might respond, and usually it's the worst possible situation, that they'll become defensive or angry or dismissive. But of course, more often than not, the conversation is never as bad as our imaginations made it out to be. When we choose door number two, it allows us to name what has happened, to listen, and to begin the work of repair. The trouble comes, though, when we choose neither. When we choose not to choose. We say we are letting something go when we really aren't, or we avoid choosing one door or the other at all. And that is when we find ourselves stuck in the resentment zone. In the resentment zone, nothing gets resolved. We remain angry, complaining to everyone except the person who we actually need to speak with. But that's where Elul comes in. Elul invites us to notice where we have become stuck in the resentment zone. What hurt are we carrying? What conversation have we postponed? Who have we kept at a distance? Sometimes the problem is our decision not to speak or be present when our presence is actually most needed. Elul asks us to decide what belongs behind door number one and what behind door number two. Some things truly can be released. We can move forward. Not every frustration needs to become a confrontation, but letting go must be intentional, not another form of avoidance. Other situations require us to turn toward them, to make the call, offer the apology, name the hurt, or begin the conversation we've been avoiding. One of the things I love about this tool is that the image of the door is so helpful because you walk through a door. It requires you to move. We cannot remain planted where we are and expect things to change. But crossing the threshold is only the first step. The real work begins on the other side, following through, staying present through discomfort, listening honestly, and taking responsibility for what comes next. Elul asks us to lift our heads from the distractions and face what truly needs our attention. We may not repair every relationship before the new year, but we can take one concrete step towards honesty, responsibility, and presence. So as we approach 5787, ask yourself, what can I genuinely release? What must I finally address? Where is my presence needed now? Walking through the door will not complete the work, but it is how the work begins.